And we are back. Welcome to my preview and predictions for the final matches on match day 1 of the Women's Euros. This is my preview and predictions for the 2 matches taking place tomorrow in Group D. If you want to see my predictions for today's matches taking place in Group C, you can do so by clicking the link at the top of your screen right now, because that will take you to the 2 matches taking place today. And as always, if you haven't done so already, please do consider dropping a like on this video if you enjoy all of my preview and predictions. Share it with a friend. Subscribe to the channel with notifications turned on, don't miss out on any of the remaining preview and predictions we've got ahead of the Club World Cup, quarterfinals, semi-finals and finals, and of course the rest of this Women's Euros tournament, and ahead of the brand new season. If you want to support the channel even more and gain additional perks for the channel, you can do so by clicking the join button at the bottom of your screen to become a member. Now, we had a much better day in the Women's Euros yesterday. You can see we're now on 3 out of 4 after Groups A and B. We got both predictions correct yesterday in terms of the results. We were very, very close on that second scoreline. I went for 5-1 to Spain. It finished 5-0. So a little bit gutted on that, but so far so good in terms of the predictions. Let's see how we get on today, because without any further ado, the opening fixture in Group D, which is of course has been dubbed the Group of Death. We have got 3 of the best sides in world women's football, let alone European women's football, and Wales. And unfortunately for Wales, it is them who kick off this group against the Netherlands. It's not been a great 6 months of Wales. And I'd make the joke about that. Wales are actually quite a strong women's football side, but with the greatest of respect to them, in comparison to Netherlands, France and England, this will probably be an incredibly, incredibly tough group for them. And like I was just saying, it's not been a great 6 months for Wales following their qualification for this tournament. To be fair, they did win their qualification group in League B of the qualification stages, which put them into the playoffs. But even then, they sort of narrowly got past Slovakia, narrowly got past Republic of Ireland to get into this competition. However, since then, it's really not gone that well for them. In the Nations League, they finished bottom of their Nations League group without winning a single match in that time, and come into this on a pretty damn poor run of form. The Netherlands, on the other hand, they did much better in their Nations League group. They finished second, as well as also finishing second in their qualification group. So they're coming into this on a little bit more form, a little bit more momentum on their side. However, it should definitely be noted that they are far away from the team that they were a few years back. They were, of course, the 2017 Women's European Champions, and I think the quality of the player they had then is far better than the quality of the players they have now. However, coming into this tournament, they've only actually suffered 1 competitive defeat in the last 12 months. You'd obviously fancy them to get an early victory in this competition, especially given the fact of the calibre of the 2 teams they've got in this group. Basically, all 3 teams of Netherlands, France and England are going to need to beat Wales if they're going to progress to the knockout stages of this competition. And I'm going to back a very strong Netherlands team to do that. Like I say, they're not as good as they used to be, but they are still a very good side. I believe they're 11th in the world rankings. So they're still a phenomenal side right now. And unfortunately for Wales, I just think this is a group where realistically they're going to struggle to get a single point. They're probably even going to struggle to score many goals. I'm going to go for a 2-1 victory to Netherlands. I still think Wales have some sort of chance in this game, but I think it's a pretty unrealistic one. I think Netherlands should take it, but they don't score as many goals as they used to either. So I'm going to go for the narrow win. But ultimately, regardless, Netherlands should be taking this early fixture. The late kickoff is, without doubt, in my opinion, the toughest prediction of the entirety of Matchday 1. It is France taking on England. Both of these sides were actually in the same qualification group to qualify for the Euros in the first place. In that group, France edged out England. France topped the group. They got 12 points. England finished runners-up on 11 points. France then went on to win every single one of their Nations League matches. 6 wins out of 6, 18 points secured. Meanwhile, England could only manage second in their Nations League group with just 3 wins from their 6 matches and only 10 points accumulated. Obviously, coming into this though, England are the defending champions of the Women's Euros, but I've just spoken about how Netherlands is not as good as they were when they won in 2017. Even as an England fan, I can sit here and tell you, I don't think England are anywhere near as good as what they were 3 years ago when they won that tournament, or even 2 years ago when they finished runners-up at the World Cup. Furthermore, it has to be noted that France, of course, did very, very well last year in the Olympics, where they were unfortunately knocked out by Brazil, but they've bounced back because in their final warm-up game, off the back of their 6 wins in a row in the Nations League, they beat the Olympic champions in Brazil, getting revenge in their final warm-up game. So considering how good Brazil are at the moment, shows you how good France played in that warm-up game. Meanwhile, England, being classic England, in preparation for a tournament where they're coming up against some of the top sides in the world, decided to play their warm-up game against 40th ranked side Jamaica, which really doesn't help us. Yes, we won 7-0, but how much does that sort of tell us about our team coming into this tournament? Not a lot, really. You should probably be looking at those Nations League defeats to sort of determine where we are right now. When these two sides came head-to-head in the qualification group, rather weirdly, both sides won away from home. France won 2-1 in England. England won 2-1 away in France. But if you actually look at the statistics, England just about edged it in terms of possession and chances created in both of those matches. So even though I think France are on the better run of form right now, I still think England are more than likely going to be considered the favourites for this match. I think it's going to be a very, very cagey affair. I think all three results are possible here. If France turn up, they will probably win this match. If England turn up, they should, like I say, be considered the favourites, so they could probably win this match. If both sides turn up, I think it's going to be a very interesting game where either it's going to be a draw or one team is going to nick it by one goal. I'd be very surprised to see one side or another win this by a comfortable margin. To be honest, I can't split these two right now. If England were on better form, I would definitely go for England to win this match, but the stats don't lie. France are the side coming into this on better form, even though technically England are probably just about still better on paper. Therefore, as I always do in this situation, I'm going to absolutely bottle it and go straight down the middle, which is to go for a 1-1 draw between France and England. As always, let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below if you agree or disagree. If you think you can do any better than me at these predictions, scan that QR code in the middle of your screen right now, or click the link in the description or in the pinned comment of this video to gain access to the SO99 Women's Euro Predictor League. As always, thank you very much for watching. We will, of course, be back tomorrow with the first round of Matchday 2, with the matches taking place in Group A. So another thank you very much for watching once again. I'll see you there.